I'm
Hi, I'm Andrea Steffes Tuttle.
Nathan Havey, and Andrea and I had the opportunity to publish an op-ed in the Boulder Daily Camera a couple of weeks ago, and we thought we'd share it with you here too.
Awesome. Thanks, Nathan. So here it is. Community leaders are working to update the Boulder Valley Comprehensive Plan. According to the city's website, the plan currently seeks to protect the natural environment of the Boulder Valley while fostering a livable, vibrant, and sustainable community. That sentiment forms a kind of vision for the future of Boulder Valley that we're aligned with. But when we look across our community, we see a variety of approaches to this work. Economic developers are working to attract jobs. The social sector is working to meet human needs. Sustainability teams are working to achieve net zero and bring considerations of carrying capacity for Boulder. The Chamber is working on a number of worthy initiatives like affordable housing, safety, homelessness, and workforce development. And city staff and council are considering how they will support growth and development, preservation, and environmental protection. In these efforts, a picture of the work that must be done emerges. But to us, at least, the work feels disconnected without a framework that might serve as a guide.
And we'd like to suggest such a guide. So in her 2007 book, Donut Economics, economist Kate Rayworth shows us the water we're swimming in as she observes that the goal of our economy is growth. That growth is represented by the ubiquitous chart with a line moving up and to the right. But under what conditions does economic growth also help us meet our sustainability, social justice, and community goals? Here's an example. If we focus on attracting quantum computing, say, we may succeed in creating many high-paying jobs, a clear win for the economic developers. But if those jobs are filled primarily by Bay Area transplants, and if those quantum firms are owned by a small group of already very wealthy investors, then we might further widen the wealth gap in Boulder Valley, exacerbate housing pressures for our neighbors who are struggling, and limit the potential to consider how this industry can support sustainability initiatives. Scoring a major quantum computing center in Boulder Valley would appear as economic progress up and to the right, but it might not actually move us in the right direction.
What we're suggesting is a more holistic approach. Rayworth posits that the true goal of an economy is to help everyone in it to provide for their basic human needs. Things like housing, education, food and water, energy, transportation, and even a degree of political freedom and participation. And that economy must provide those things within the ecological boundaries of the local region and the planet overall. Rayworth and many others assure us that it is indeed possible to do this, but we need a different kind of picture to guide our work and measure our performance. The space in which all people's needs are met within the boundaries of nature is shaped like a donut. So the goal of an economy, Rayworth suggests, is to perform inside that donut. Using the donut to assess the Boulder Valley economy would clearly show the conditions we need to meet to attract new businesses and guide civic and philanthropic investments toward our shared vision.
Returning to the quantum computing example, if our civic leaders could strike a quantum computing deal that included substantial investments in affordable housing, renewable energy generation, employee ownership, and a local training pipeline that might make great jobs accessible to local people from marginalized communities, well, then we'd have a deal that would really create progress towards our shared vision for Boulder Valley. This isn't just theory. Right now, communities around the world are using this framework to get a clearer view of their economic performance and work together to move towards their goals. According to the economics of mutuality, companies around the world are discovering that when they measure and maximize their performance on social and environmental factors, they tend to outperform their competitors financially over the long term. So, could Boulder use a donut? We think so.
The first step for Boulder is to organize the data our city and community organizations already have to create a draft of a Boulder Valley donut. For example, reimagining the Boulder Chamber's economic forecast report to include social and environmental measurements. From there, we'll need to socialize the prototype with community leaders to refine it and make it really useful. Then we'll use the Boulder Valley Donut to analyze proposed changes and initiatives as they arise and help us choose the ones that best advance our shared vision.
Over the past 50 years, the Boulder Valley community has shown that we can build a thriving, world-class community. We must continue our work to make Boulder Valley a place that is thriving environmentally and economically so everyone can meet their basic needs and then some for the long term. A Boulder Valley donut could help us do it. So we encourage all of Boulder Valley to consider the donut and reach out to us if it interests you.